Well, it was one ordinary day. I was waiting for my husband to come home from work, and my two sons went to Seifert to school. And I was getting changed, and I heard this terrific noise. It was just like a giant cauldron of water being poured onto a fire. A shh sort of noise, you know. And my first reaction was, oh, the children. I thought maybe a plane was crashing or something like that. And I slipped my jumper on and went outside to find my two sons lying flat on the ground in the garden in front of the house, shouting, "Mummy, Mummy, there's a flying saucer." And automatically looked up to see this, all I can describe, this huge Mexican hat. It was stationary, this thing, and it was bright silver in colour, and it had a dome. It was tilted to sort of, I could see the occupants in it.
You saw people in it?
I saw people in it. There were two people in there. These people were beautiful people. That's the only way I can describe them.
This is Mrs. Jessie Roestenburg, mother of three and wife of architect assistant Tony Roestenburg, talking about her stunning 21 October 1954 flying saucer over Vicarage Farm, Ranton, Staffordshire, England. These are her two sons at the time, Tony, 8, and Ronnie, 6. Her 2.5-year-old daughter, Karin, was also a witness. For details of this specific blonde and blue crude Flying Sombrero encounter, see the channel video linked in the text description. A recent viewer question prompts my request for others to consider that this incident was one of several in a chain going back to 1952 and continuing forward into the late 1970s and early 1980s. Some of the missed connections are these. On that same 21 October date, 2 years earlier in 1952, we had what may be the very first Radar-Visual UFO report out of the United Kingdom. That afternoon, RAF instructor pilot Flight Lt Mick Swiney and Royal Navy pilot David Crofts departed the training airbase known as RAF Little Rissington in a Gloster Meteor VII. This channel's full annotated video of that encounter will be provided in the text description. In short, the two men spotted 3 white flying discs at 35,000 feet, which were later confirmed via 2 separate radar stations, one at RAF Staverton and the other at RAF Southern Sector, Wiltshire. I have yet to encounter anyone who has paid heed to the shared 21 October dates between the two events. If you are able to do so, please drop a comment below. 24 years later, in July of 1978, the junior Tony Roestenburg was living in Telford, just 17 miles southwest of where he grew up in Stafford. While serving as director of a catering firm, Tony reported seeing a bell-shaped UFO over Chepstow Racecourse in southeast Wales. This is what he had to say.
I saw this thing, so I decided to get the others to take a look at it. It was just like a bell with 3 lights on it. I could see it distinctly as it moved sideways, up and down, and it was spinning clearly. There is no way an aircraft could have looked or moved like that. It hovered near the course for 5 minutes, then vanished upwards into the clouds.
Later in 1978, and again on or near the 21st of October, Jessie Roestenburg's 12-year-old neighbor, Sean Salmon, sighted a UFO on Kramer Street in Stafford. This is where the Roestenburgs had moved soon after the trauma of their 1954 incident. You can see the two of them featured here in supporting evidence of the claim. As always, in the tradition of American Paul Harvey, there's more to this story. If you find it, let me know or inquire in the comments below.